In this video, we'll tell you everything you need to know about the Disneyland Paris Dining Plan. Let's go. Hey everyone, it's Adam from Disney. Disneyland Paris has some of the best food in all the Disney parks. There are a ton of options, and Disneyland Paris offers a dining plan that can help you budget and organise your dining by prepaying for most or all of your meals before you arrive. Let's start with what are the dining plan options. There are three different types: breakfast, half board or full board. Breakfast is kind of what it says on the tin, so breakfast only in your hotel, though you can use this in other locations which we will cover off later. Half board meal plan, so this is again a breakfast in your hotel, but you'll also receive one meal per person per night stay for either lunch or dinner. Finally, you've got the full board meal plan, breakfast in the hotel and then 2 credits, one for lunch and one for dinner. We usually go for half board. The restaurants are either buffets, or if they're not, they'll be 3-course lunches or 3-course dinners, and for us, after a big breakfast, we usually just have a few snacks in the parks for lunch and then save room for a big dinner. Throughout summer and into winter, Disneyland Paris also runs a number of food festivals which always have a great selection of amazing snacks and light bites that you want to leave room for. Once you've picked how many meals you want to include in a day, you'll then need to choose at what level. Paris offers a couple of different options here. The first is standard, which means alongside your hotel breakfast, you can use your lunch or dinner credit for either a quick service or table service in 35 different restaurants. Next up is the plus. This is the same as standard and it has the same restaurants. However, you usually get a slightly better quality of meal. So where you're in a table service restaurant that isn't a buffet restaurant, then you'll get a set menu, plus typically has a slightly nicer menu. So in the steakhouses, you normally get a steak. For us, it's worth it for the extra £10. The next level above that is then the premium option. However, this is only available for guests staying at the Disneyland Paris Hotel. This is double the price of plus, but it does include character dining. There's also a new option called the Extra Plus. This is unavailable at the time of recording, but basically it's the premium plan plus an extra snack and a drink. Let's cover how these work in practice. So each plan is you'll get dining credits for each night of your hotel stay. So if you arrive on, say, a Tuesday afternoon and you're checking out on the Thursday, because you didn't use Tuesday's breakfast credit, you can then use that on your last day. For us, we always go half board plus if we're on the dining plan. This gives us a nice balance between flexibility but also prepaying and pre-organising some of our meals. You can only have a meal plan if you're staying in a Disneyland Paris hotel, so any of the hotels from value up to the deluxe. If you're staying in a partner hotel or off-site, you can't buy the dining plan. When you check into your hotel, you'll be given a card that acts as your room key, your park ticket, and on the back of the card it will actually say what dining plan you have, and your dining credits are loaded onto that card. If we go through the different meals, so if we start with breakfast, you don't need to pre-book your breakfasts as you'll have an automatic entitlement at the hotel you're staying at. At busy times or peak season, you might be given a fixed time or a fixed window to go. When it's not peak season, then you can typically go anytime from 7:30 AM when it opens to usually 11 AM. For your breakfast credit, you will get access to the full all you care to enjoy breakfast or the full buffet. We have a video coming up reviewing the breakfast buffet at Sequoia Lodge soon. One of our favourite things to do if you're staying at one of the hotels close to the parks is get up, rope drop, and then head back to the hotel for a late breakfast when it's quieter. Now, although all the material says you have to have your breakfast at the hotel, you do have another option. You can book a character dining breakfast at Plaza Gardens in the Disneyland main park, and you can use your dining credit towards the cost of that, but there will be a surcharge of about €20 extra per person. In our opinion, it's well worth it. Let's move on to lunch and dinner. Depending on which package you've gone for, you'll get 1 to 2 credits per day, which you can use either as a quick service, a table service restaurant, as a buffet or set menu. Note, quick service is the lowest cost, but also the lowest value on the dining plan. For anything that's not a quick service, you must pre-book your dining on the app. One of the perks of staying in a Disneyland hotel is you can book 12 months out from the date of your trip. If you forget to do this, there's usually a few last minute options, but please don't wait until the day to try and book a restaurant. It's not uncommon for there to be no availability at weekends. If you find yourself in a pinch, the hotel concierge might be able to help you with a last minute reservation, but this isn't guaranteed. There's a set list of all the restaurants that are on the dining plan. All this means is that the meal is fully covered in the cost of your plan. So if it's a buffet, it's all you care to enjoy and a soft drink. And if it's a table service restaurant, it'll be a set menu, so 3 courses, again with a soft drink. Something a lot of people don't know is you can use your dining credits or your table service credits in any of the Disney parks, hotels and village restaurants. All that would happen is if the meal is more than the value of your credit, you simply pay the difference. This is really good to know if you go to a restaurant and say you don't fancy, the set menu, you can just go a la carte and just pay the difference in price. All the dining options in Disneyland Paris have the menu on the Disney website, including the cost. Our all-time favourite table service restaurant is Waltz, and our favourite buffet is a close call between Plaza Gardens and Pim Test Kitchen. We have a review on Waltz and Pim already out, and we'll put a link in at the end if you want to check these out. Let's go over a few common questions. So, can I stay in one hotel but eat dinner in a different hotel? So if you're staying in Sequoia Lodge, can I perhaps eat in the Manhattan restaurant in the Marvel Hotel? The answer is, again, absolutely yes, as long as you pre-book. What happens if you don't use all of your meal credits? Fortunately, if you don't use them, then you lose them. You can't convert them for cash. Can you carry points over or use them in a different format? So for example, can you choose to not use the table service credit on Monday and instead have 2 table services on Tuesday? The answer is absolutely yes. Finally, how do the plans work with children? Under 3s can eat off their parents' plate, no charge. Those aged between 3 and 11 have a separate lower price point for a dining plan, and anyone over 11 is classed as an adult. Finally, is it worth it? With the Standard Plus plan costing £54.51 for an adult and covering breakfast plus a lunch or dinner, with a typical breakfast buffet costing around €30 and the average table service set menu or buffet costing again about £45, we think it's good value. Overall, we love that you can pre-book, pre-plan and prepay for pretty much all of your dining, and it just takes a little bit of pressure off when you know it's all organised and taken care of. We hope you found this useful. If you liked the video, please subscribe, give it a thumbs up and hit the notification button for more content. This is Adam, and until next time, just keep swimming.